I'm a 30-year-old woman named Claire, and for as long as I can remember, my cousin Tessa has treated my life like material for her own amusement. We grew up close, same schools, same family gatherings, same people comparing us. Where I was quiet, she was dramatic. Where I tried to stay out of trouble, she found ways to create it and somehow make it entertaining. When we were teenagers, she learned the power of a rumor. I took a semester off college after a bad breakup. It was supposed to be time to regroup, figure out my next step. Tessa turned it into a story that I'd been in rehab. She told friends, family, even hinted it at church. The story spread faster than anything I could control, and for years that whisper followed me. At a family barbecue one summer, my aunt mentioned it loudly enough that a few neighbors turned their heads. Tessa laughed, pretending it was an inside joke. I remember standing there holding a plate of food, realizing I'd never really get to correct the record without looking defensive. So I worked harder. I finished college, started a marketing firm, built my own clients, and made sure my name stood for competence and professionalism. Then, years later, Tessa came back into my life as if nothing had ever happened. She called one day, said she was looking for her first real job and could use some guidance. I should have ignored the message, but I helped her. I edited her resume, introduced her to a few contacts, even vouched for her once. I told myself it was maturity. She called it family. For a while, things were quiet. She landed a job in community outreach. I'd see her tagged in charity posts and thought maybe she'd changed. Then small comments started again. At a networking mixer, someone mentioned she'd joked that I had a history of breakdowns. Another said she implied I was hard to work with. I brushed it off until one of my long-term clients ended our contract. The reason? Concerns about my emotional reliability. That was when I confronted her in person. I met her for lunch, laid everything out calmly. She smirked and said people believe what they want. That was all. I should have left then, but I tried one last time to get the family involved. My mother begged me to let it go for the sake of peace. My aunt defended Tessa, saying I was overreacting. And Tessa, she just smiled and told everyone I was being sensitive. A week later, she posted an old photo of me fainting at a college party with the caption, "Some people can't handle life." It hit a private forum that several of my clients were part of. I didn't even know until one of them sent me a screenshot asking if I was okay. That single post cost me another contract and several silent withdrawals. I released one professional statement, short, factual, nothing emotional, just clarifying that the incident in question was a medical episode, not what she implied. It didn't stop the whispers, but it stopped me from staying quiet. That night, I sat in front of my computer, scrolling through her old posts, photos, and public mentions. For the first time, I realized I didn't need to defend myself anymore. Tessa had made a career out of other people's mistakes while burying her own. She'd built her reputation on a clean image that wasn't real. I decided I was done being the polite cousin who let her get away with it. Instead of another confrontation, I started collecting screenshots, public records, archived posts, employment histories. Every contradiction she'd ever left behind online. I didn't plan revenge. I planned accountability. Every document I found was already public. I just organized it. Every photo she deleted was still sitting in an old tag somewhere. Every story she told about me had a timeline that could be disproven. When I was done, I had a folder labeled proof. Not to use recklessly, not to humiliate her, just to make sure that when she tried to drag my name again, the truth would speak first. And as it turned out, I didn't even need to lift a finger. All it took was one person,